As you guys know, Jon Jones is not happy about how much he's getting paid in the UFC. He recently hinted at free agency and said that maybe another promoter would give him the full support he needs. In a deleted tweet he said, "If the UFC let me out of my contract, I have no doubt that a different promoter will pick me up. Maybe I won't get paid the same, maybe I'd get paid more. One thing I would have is total support. A boss behind me who actually promotes me." And he next retweeted a fan's tweet which said, "Take 2 handy fights, make a little money, then hit the open market." A 5-round bantamweight bout between Holly Holm vs Irene Aldana has been targeted for a UFC Fight Night card on the 1st of August. Holly Holm is coming off a unanimous decision win over Raquel Pennington, and Irene Aldana is coming off a KO win over Ketlen Vieira. A 3-round middleweight bout between Derek Brunson vs Edmen Shahbazyan has been targeted for a UFC Fight Night card on the 1st of August. Derek Brunson is coming off a unanimous decision win over Ian Heinisch, and Edmen Shahbazyan is coming off a KO win over Brad Tavares. A 3-round light heavyweight bout between Volkan Ozdemir vs Jiří Procházka has been targeted for UFC 251. Volkan Ozdemir is coming off a split decision win over Alexander Rakic, and Jiří Procházka is coming off a KO win over CB Dollaway. Cody Garbrandt at the UFC 250 post-fight press conference gives a comparison of himself versus Sean O'Malley.
No parallels. I was 25 years a world champion. He's 25. I was 11-0 world champion. He has not fought anybody in the top 15. How many people did I fight in the top 15? Under 2 years in the UFC, I became a world champion. That's a fast track. I was fighting the best, am the best, will be the best. No comparison. But I will say I like his style. I like his little flashy hair. You know, it's cool for the division. So keep doing his thing. Keep getting those wins. We'll see you at the top, buddy.
And the champ is back. The Lioness.
Olha ali, velho. Tá Edu, tomando cafezinho. E rapaziada.
At UFC 250, Chase Hooper suffered his first career loss as he was defeated by a unanimous decision to Alex Caceres. He posted this on his Twitter saying, "To all the clowns telling me how much money I cost you, I care as little about your financial situation as you do about my health and my well-being. I'm the one who has to fight my ass off and then limp to the airport the next day. I don't owe you shit. Have a good day." Sean O'Malley, in a recent interview with Ariel Helwani, speaks on his KO win over Eddie Wineland at UFC 250.
It's up there, you know, that David Nunez one, that one I got in LFA. I said before this fight, I'm getting a viral knockout. I have that same feeling I had before I fought David Nunez when I said the exact same thing. I said, I'm getting a viral knockout right after I go out there and get a viral knockout. I think the one I hit, the spinning kick, or the head kick to the spin kick, is still more up there. And that was a beautiful walk-off KO. That right hand was similar to the right hand I hit Alfred with. A similar setup. The one I hit Alfred with was more of a left, just like a kind of a left feint. And for a feint, it has to be this much. Like, that's all I got to do to get a reaction out of somebody. And when I'm as fast as I am, I can, you know, I land when they're reacting. But the one I hit with Alfred was more of a left feint and then a right hand. The one I hit on Eddie was an uppercut left hand and then a right hand. So they were similar. Both walk-off knockouts. I don't know which one was better, but they were both. I guess maybe Eddie's, because he's more of a vet and more, you know, a higher up skilled opponent. So I don't know. But yeah, that's a good question. I wish I was more in thought while it happened, because I could probably think about it more. But I was just so there that it's hard to even, you know. Though I just see it looking back on it, it was just, when you've knocked as many people out as I have, you know when you knock someone out. You know, that's kind of probably the same thing for Mark Hunt. He's like, okay, I'm knocked out a lot of people. I know when someone's knocked out when it lands. And it's the shot after Eddie's like, hey, dude, like, what'd you hit me with? It's the shots that people don't see, you know, that knock people out. And that's what I'm good at doing, is, you know, distracting and then landing. I don't, my hand's not down in my right pocket. I don't bend over at the knees and just throw a right hand hoping it lands like some people. I set it up and I knock people out with precision and accuracy and technique. Yeah, that's my style. My style is I have a very high level striking that, you know, you can only see to a certain degree unless you have that style. That's why I feel like some striking people are so excited about me. Like guys like, you know, Israel Adesanya, he recognizes it. That dude's a high level. He recognizes it. There's guys like Dan Hardy, he sees it. Like, there's guys that are like, damn, he has some real legitimate high level skills. So I knew, looking at Eddie's skill set versus my skill set, even if I didn't show up and Eddie showed up the best night, I feel like I could still perform and beat him, maybe not in that spectacular fashion, but if I show up like I always do in every single fight, how high level my skill level is compared to his as far as hands down, my feints, like speed. I have the speed advantage. I have the technique advantage. I knew I was going to get a knockout when it came down to fight night.
Aljamain Sterling, in a recent interview with Aaron Helwani, speaks on his submission victory over Corey Sandhagen at UFC 250.
Honestly, kind of, sort of. I didn't think it was going to go like that, but you know what, man? I'm glad it did. I mean, honestly, I knew I had the abilities to do it, but to actually have it go down like that, I think that was more of the fascinating part for me. That was like everything we worked so hard for, it came to fruition. I thought I was going to leave that fighting on crutches. I thought we were both going to the hospital. We're going to be butt buddies there. And I knew Corey was a tough dude. You know, a lot of questions to be answered. And thank you, man. Thank you. And yes, I expected the worst, and I prepared for the worst and the best Corey Sandhagen. And fortunately, my skills reigned supreme that night and in an early way. And I took out a confident and highly touted Corey Sandhagen, you know, ranked number 4 in the world, and I think that was a huge feather for me in my cap. I knew he was a tough dude, you know. He's well-rounded everywhere. He's got good skills, and if it was going to be that easy, that would have actually been shocking. But I mean, I guess you could kind of say, people might say it was easy, but I'm like, it's not that it was easy, man. I just think I'm very talented in that position. If I get anybody there, man, you're in trouble. 45, even some guys at 55, I think I'm strong enough to get some guys in that weight class as well, man. If I get there, you're in trouble, man. I think for my size, I have a relatively ridiculous squeeze, and I work hard at it, man. I don't know. The second attempt, I got him there, and I knew that was pretty much all she wrote. As soon as I felt that sink underneath his neck, I switched to the lefty side, and that was actually the first time I think I've ever really hit a lefty rear naked choke. So that was something we were working on right before we left and got here, and paid off.
Come on. Come on. Get up. Chest up.
Don't with me like that.
And Michael Bisping on the Believe in Me podcast speaks on what should be next for Amanda Nunez.
Nunez has taken out, quality opponents. Look what she did to Holly Holm, Ronda Rousey, Cyborg, you know what I mean? So, fair play. Felicia deserves respect. But to your point, she says she's cleared out the division. The commentators were talking about maybe Valentina Shevchenko. Dana shot that down pretty quick. And, rightly so, I would say. They've made that fight twice, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was twice. And Nunez, soundly beat her both times. Shevchenko is the closest person, I would say, on the planet that could challenge her. There is Megan Anderson. She was tweeting out there the week and said, hold on, what about me? But again, Megan Anderson, big, tall girl, good skills, but you'd have to majorly favour Nunez, and that's no disrespect. Nunez, as you said, I don't know if it's necessarily a bad thing for her, though, but she is just that good. It's insane. She's a huge lady, massive 145, but she can make 135 pretty comfortable. Her knock was always that she needed the stamina. There was a bit of an issue with the stamina, but she can go 5 rounds now, no problem. In fact, her last fight was 5 rounds against Durandame, and this fight was 5 rounds. That'll actually be very beneficial for her career, you know, so she's only getting better. And of course, everything else is there. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, for Amanda Nunez now, there's not a lot she could do. I would like to see a crossover fight, and I think there was a little tease of this with her and Clarissa Shields, the professional boxer. Clarissa Shields versus Amanda Nunez in another McGregor-Mayweather style crossover fight. I mean, that'd be pretty interesting, because the problem is for Nunez now, she is so dominant that you've got to start thinking outside of the box. You know, maybe I'm out of my mind. Far be it from me to tell Dana what to do in promoting. He knows that business inside and out. He's the best promoter that there's ever been. I don't know, but maybe, I don't know, you start to run out of options because Amanda Nunez just takes everybody out of there.